Like a Dragon Tree is infamously called Yakuza Tree because of the rough transition from the original release to the remastered version. This is because the jump from 30 to 60 FPS makes, among other things, the enemies block more frequently. But what if you don't want to get blocked through the entirety of the game? Let's find out. Some rules first and foremost. If the enemy blocks any kinds of attacks, I'd need to load to the most recent save. Block breaks are excusable because your attacks technically aren't blocked fully, and I just don't want to be pulling hairs as this only happens in misinputs. Health items and weapons are fine. I'm gonna be doing this on New Game Plus on Legend difficulty to mitigate my advantages, which you would see in quite a bit. We start off on the beach of Okinawa, and we see John Yakuza in his natural habitats, capturing a humphead? Some fish of that line, for the kids. Then we see Dad, who's somehow alive, and since Like a Dragon is the best Christmas video game, they have a present too, where Daigo unfortunately lost. Then we have a hospital scene where it's actually irrelevant for now. Then we appear at the actual beginning of the game's timeline, reminiscing of the previous game's events. Koro gets banished to the land of the free, see Yuya's glorious pre-rendered face, and now we have the first fight encounter of the game via the tutorial, and John Yakuza all over the place. Twice. If you've played and or watched Like a Dragon Tree, you should know we'll have to fight Majima after this, making the grapple and various grab and ground hit actions almost obsolete against the upcoming bosses. Luckily, this weakened Majima can still be baited for a Komaki parry like a second fight, so I knocked him down, double light heavy, the trademark Like a Dragon Tree combo, then do some heat actions here and there once I can. Repeat this for 3 minutes and we're hanging out to get lung cancer. Chapter 2 starts off with a nice family meal, the first slice of life part of the game. That being, Izumi's feeling down on herself, reassure her like a good dad. Our orphanage gets an eviction letter? We didn't beat up the dudes who sent it. To discuss strategy, Rukia is quite infamous for being too dodge happy, but you can easily bait him by turning around, wait until he starts to string, throw 2 squares and turn around to land a heavy triangle attack. If you haven't gotten that technique upgrade yet, just keep your distance and do the same trick. This will clip Rukia instantly for the Like a Dragon Tree trademark combo. We then had a chat with our leader, stood our ground, and leave without elaborating further. Chapter 3 starts with a teaser for the greatest cutscene in Like a Dragon history. Then we continue through the SOL content, which includes Shiro being bullied at school, and we gave him the best advice of fighting back. Waiting for the results of that, I golfed to buddy up with some local governor for almost 7 minutes, and see that justice has been served through adolescent violence. Continuing on, Aiko lost her bunny, so we ran up the kids and figured out that it was Eri who took the money at first, then tried to sneakily put the money back as if it wasn't stolen in the first place, like when you broke something and fixed it just enough to look not broken, so she can avoid the possible awkward future interactions and the problem is resolved. After this whole fiasco, we finally get some action. Nakahara's adoptive daughter got kidnapped and we gotta save her. On our way there, we have to fight these group of stooges first, before I can raid the building. The long battle took me 7 minutes, even with using weapons dropped by the enemies and healing supplies around the levels. Tamashiro has a pretty predictable and very parryable moveset, making it pretty easy to juggle him at first. His heat mode though is a bit of a problem as he can't be staggered, but after lots of patience and Tamashiro goes down and we get Daigo's smile as a surprise. Chapter 4 starts with that irrelevant cutscene from the opening of the game, and we found out that our dad somehow managed to shot Nakahara, which is why we're here in the first place. So we took the night to reflect before going to Kamurocho for the billionth time. Right after telling this dude off, dealing with some random encounters, reloading because I got blocked for the first time, so I had to redo the entire chapter because I forgot to save. Then I make my way back to try and deal with the dog, failed, head back home, beat Yomashiro up, then tried to deal with the dog again, and still failed, ran into some scammers, beat the scammers, was about to deal with the dog again but some punks are trying to harass them, luckily the police are finally useful. Heading back home and we're about to deal with some young love, so I dressed Mitsuo up in some hard fits and nothing bad was said about it. Then I ran into a sub-story that ends with an Azumanga Daioh reference, which is pretty cool. We didn't play baseball for 2 minutes for some reason. Say goodbye to the kids one last time before finally... Yeah! Not even a second as we touch down in Kamurocho, we're immediately knee-deep in trouble. This is a group fight with Yuya and Kazuki fighting with us. The goons are easy enough to dispatch, alongside Hasebe's first phase, but once he pulls out the anime sword and starts using a moveset from Kenzan, he becomes much easier to Kamaki parry for a not so swift victory. Chapter 5 starts with a speedrun to get liver cancer as the city is sprawled with cops, and we have to take a very specific route to avoid said cops, and ended up getting jumped by the CIA instead. Now, this fight actually has a slight gimmick to it, as the mysterious foreigner Andre will immediately charge at you with an attack that'll always stun if it hits. He'll always do that attack when you're a considerable distance away from him. So I kept a respectable proximity, knocked him down with throws, and used the Lucky Dragon 3 trademark combo to end him. Now to the part I hate, this chase. This chase is hard. So hard that it's the first game over of the run. And the cherry on top, you have to do this in one go. The cop maze, the CIA fight, and the chase all need to be completed in one go, even in the lower difficulties as the game blocks off the safe spots. I tried this 3 times before Yakuza just tuckers out. And fucking Travis Touchdown appears in the mix, effortlessly toppling the CIA, and his aura of being the king of gamers made Mac froze in place so we can tackle him to oblivion. Oh yeah, it's just Mac. And now we surprise Kashiwagi. So because we're the king of gamers, no one will have the balls to shoot up the building and a helicopter with a machine gun. So we peacefully head out to the streets and play tag with some nice cops, then shimmy our way to News Arena to get our first choice-based info dump since there's like 3 of them. After spamming E to skip the dialogue, I now have to find Kanda. After going on a wild goose chase because Rikia couldn't keep himself tied down at Okinawa. Anyways, we beat up some thugs. Rikia shows us the proper form to do the thug tease, and we barge into the fat fox room. Because things can't be easy, I have to go through an 11-minute long battle of tedious door slams. We then finally get to fight Kanda, and I was a little worried at first, but with his gimmick of always going for furniture, his attacks are very slow, very parryable, so I didn't have much trouble. Logically, after murdering a whole group of people, let's eat meat, part ways with Rikia, run into a BDSM dungeon to reform ex-Lucky Dragoner that Kashiwagi somehow arranged, then link back up with Date in News Arena and tell him everything that happened until now. Chapter 7 starts with a sad dog. Aw, he's so sad. So we set out to cheer him up with a fight. It went quite well at first, but as Majima gets his heat, I got blocked and had to reload because I mistimed the combo in 3 attempts. On the 4th one I finally beat him though. Yeah, that's it. That was a fairly short chapter. Chapter 8 is the bane of my existence, as Rikia gets kidnapped by the Snake Flower Triad and I have to fight through the entire city. First of 4 guys, 2 dudes with guns, and a minibot that infinitely respawns trash mobs. But because I didn't know it at first, so I foolishly tried to fight it legitimately for 22 minutes. Then I finally pulled out the golden gun and decimate everyone here. I then tried to do the rest of the long battle semi-seriously, but after getting blocked by the stationary wall, doing the entire chapter again, misclick, reload, blocked early in the YakaY fight, reload, mistiming again, and I rage quit because I was recording late into the night. Returned back the next day and I just gunned everyone down, even YakaY, and ended him with the longest heat action for added humiliation. But we only got an assist as our dad killed him. Definitely killed him. And he won't return in 11 years or so. Now for the plot, which consists of Kanda getting decapitated, paying off Rikia's taxi fare, and another teaser for the best cutscene in gaming history. So we quickly recruit Date, but unfortunately got blocked by YakaY. So I reload to almost the beginning of the chapter, quickly redo everything without failure now, and finally, now we have to fight the entire special service? Anyways, this fight is just fucking annoying, as they have tasers while I throw them down, before Majima came to the rescue. Chapter 10 starts with Minecraft's shitty backstory, but we don't care about that as we're now playing as fucking Sonic Man! Hell yeah! Where we unfortunately need to go back to Okinawa to the kids. Ensues another slice of life part. First is Taichi's love for wrestling, which he almost died from the fact he landed wrong. Then we have a wrestling match where we dropkick Viper Mask for Taichi to emulate, and turns out it was just allergies. Then we see Haruka acting sus. I tried not to follow her but the game forced me to. Cutting things short, Haruka has been getting money from sus guys for selling sus credit cards, and Sonic Man beats them up. The reason why Haruka is being sus work was from a misunderstanding that funds are low. The next day, the kids are being assholes to Ayako, and she ran away. But since we're Sonic Man, we chased her down with relative ease. After 3 rounds of chases. And that's fucking info dump before that, so that's 3 now. And then we head back home to see the kids making an apology video. Like always, we get some action near the end of the chapter, as we head to the club that's featured in the title cutscene. Rushing over as we see Dad pulled out a gun, so we pulled out our own gun and shot him, winning the duel. Chapter 11 starts off with Taichi somehow getting into a strip club to tell us Tamashiro with the help of Minecraft is griefing on the server, so I checked on the children first and ride a tuk-tuk to the bull ring. In this particular mandatory fight I had to reset like 5 times. This one, that one, this other one, another one from actually dying in combat for the first time, so I heavily used the golden gun after that, and no one in particular died from a gunshot wound. Chapter 12 starts with Minecraft crashing out, but that doesn't matter as we're about to take a fighter jet to Kamurocho, right after listening to Minecraft's anguish because it's mandatory.
Aru. Okay, got it. No. There's no change in the plan. Bye.
Then we settle down at News Arena as usual, and part ways with Haruka as we prepare to take on the final bout. Now this is a long battle, and it went surprisingly well. So well in fact I'll be playing it in its entirety in 1000 speed with some commentary from me. Like in this group fight where I have to be careful as they start having weapons later on, making getting blocked way easier. The run to the Hakuko captain is unoptimized, and the fight itself is an endurance tense as I conservatively use the golden pistol throughout and beat him with more Komaki parries and heat actions. This hallway is very easy since the enemies have guns, so I can just use those to my advantage. The Andre fight goes incredibly poorly at first, but once I get into a groove, he goes down fairly easily. If easily is like 7 minutes. The next room is just 4 dudes, so I beat the first gun guy, shoot the other one, empty the mech into the fisticuffs guy, use Robert Plant, then empty the other one to the final guy. Then Andre burst in for round 3 with his own pair of ebony and ivory, so I pulled out Aurum and started blasting, and end him because he cheated by pulling out the third gun. Then more Buraku Mande that I easily dispatch. Now the final encounter, Sonic Man versus Minecraft. Since we're in the end game, we're gonna go all out, revealing that Sonic Man is actually John Yakuza! So Minecraft shows his own power, being Roblox! Cool dynamic intro ensues and whoa, wardrobe malfunction. And it looks like Roblox isn't at all intimidated by the dragon of Dojima. So I'm more tense now as if I lose here or get blocked, I'll have to redo everything. Luckily since Roblox is way more dodge heavy than block heavy, I have some wiggle room for errors. For his heat phase, I just shoot him, then end it cinematically in the QTE. So yeah, you can't beat like a Dragon Tree without getting blocked on legend difficulty. As long as you have the golden gun, have all upgrades, and a shit ton of energy drinks, that's it. If you like it, leave a like. If you don't, feel free to dislike it. So...
Bye.